Says something about us. And as we all know, there are difficult seasons. And the Lord, when we're going through, he expects us, we need to trust in him. We got to keep having faith in him, even in these difficult times we're living in. And when I look back at the month of July, just for my life, I'm going to go ahead and say it was probably the most difficult season that I've ever been in my life. I'm just going to break down a few things that happened. In the very beginning of July, I have twin boys, by the way, Jax and Jace. They're 6, and one is autistic. And he doesn't talk, but he knows things, and he points to things, and he takes me to whatever he wants, and so forth. And the beginning of July 1st, actually, we were in the house, and I thought he was hungry because he's in the pantry, and he's looking at the pantry. And then he's looking at the pantry, and then he goes like, he does that. And then he looks up, and then he does that. I'm like, boy, what are you doing? You're like, what's going on here? And so I go over there, and I look, kid you not, I look down, and all of a sudden, this huge black snake rose from inside I thought it was Satan, all right, just being real. I was like, oh my God, it's Satan, and he's going to try to kill I grab my son, and I run. I'm like, baby, there is a snake in the pantry. Like, she didn't believe, like, there is a snake in the pantry. And, we were a little we kind of over-exaggerate. It's like this big. No, it really was like this big. It was huge. And so I'm like, I got to kill this thing. I'm the man. I got to protect my family, so I'll go and get a shovel. And I seriously, I go to town on this snake, and I'm destroying my kitchen. And my wife's not too happy, obviously. And I'm the thing won't die. I hit him probably 10 to 12 times with a shovel, and he would not die. And eventually, I was wearing out. I was sweating. He's still hissing. He's trying to kill me. That's what he's trying to do. He's defended himself. I'm sure. I don't know what kind of snake it was. It didn't matter. And I did lose my man card, I'll be honest, because I had to call my neighbor, who he's a little country boy. Let's just put it that way. I said, bro, I need some help, man. There's a snake in my pantry. Can you kill it? And so he comes over, and his wife, they're not scared. Like, she goes into the pantry, and she's like looking at it. I think that's a king snake. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Right? Like, it's going to kill you. And so, and he saves the snake. He saved the snake, and he brought it into the woods, but I was just thankful, and I was like, and that was July 1st, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this can't get any worse. And then the next week, me and Jason, Pastor Jason, we also are chaplains together. We were each other all the time, I guess. And I went to go visit a house, and I walk into the house, and I can hear the dogs barking. Now, I'm not a dog. Anybody a dog person? Okay, who's a cat person? All right, who don't like animals at all? Yes, there's my bro. Right? We got chickens at my house. That's all we got. But I hear these dogs barking. I'm like, well, this is going to be fun. And I walk in, and she is holding the German Shepherd by the collar. Like, hold it. If she let go, I'm dead. I'm just telling you, I'm dead. It's going to eat me. And then there's this little Chihuahua as well. And I'm like, and here's what they say. Oh, they don't bite. Are you looking at the same dog I'm looking at? Right? This dog looks like it's going to kill me. And so I'm trying to pray with this guy as a hospice chaplain. And all of a sudden, he can't hear. He can't hear at all. So I got to get real close. I go to get real close. And that deadgum Chihuahua comes out of nowhere and bites me in the leg. And I wanted to kick the dog, right? But being a follower of Jesus, I decided not to, and I was just pretty upset, and I was like, well, I'm just going to pray with you. I'm going to go. Is that okay? and then it bit me again. I'm like, I'm really got to go. And so I had to go to the doctor and all kinds of crazy stuff. And then it was raining outside, and when I was so mad, and I'm trying to hold together, I just got bit by a stupid dog, and I'm going off the front porch, and I slip on the front porch. I fly into the air and then land on their porch. So it was July was not my month. And then I went on vacation and I got COVID-19. And I had to fight. Angela knows about that. We had a fight. I had a fight for my life on that. And here's the thing I don't know about you, but I don't really remember too much. For me, I don't really remember too much about it. I know I was sick. I know I had double pneumonia. I know I spent 6 days in a hospital. I know that. The easiest way for me to describe my COVID experience, if I had to put it in one word, it's foggy. That's the word. It's foggy. I had brain fog during COVID, and I had brain fog after COVID. And for somebody who's already ADHD and already has brain fog, it wasn't a good place to be. So it was bad. So for me, July was a season of fog. And I hope, can you hear me on this? Is this okay? Okay, make sure. And I think right now, for a lot of us, do we find ourselves maybe in a season of fog? Just think about it. Or maybe we're in a season of fog where there's some uncertainty, where there's some things that maybe aren't too clear. There's fear. I believe anxiety is at an all-time high. People who have never experienced anxiety or are feeling anxiety right now, and this is all due to the rise, I believe, of COVID-19 right here in our area and everything that's happening in our world right now. Let's just be real. But when it comes to COVID-19, we have these things. Do I wear the mask or not? Do I get the vaccine or not? Do I come to church, or do I even go anywhere, or do I stay home? And all these things are happening, and we hear so much information every single day, don't we? I look back at 2020. It's crazy. People all of a sudden who didn't know anything about science. This is just me. Okay, you can agree or disagree. People who knew nothing about science, people who never went to school to be a doctor, all of a sudden in 2020 became scientists and they became doctors. And they knew everything about COVID-19. Did they not? And they're posting videos and they're sharing their information. They're sharing this, they're sharing that. And all it does is it leaves us confused. It leaves us confused. People are confused because who's right? That's probably my phone. I apologize. Can you knock that off? Alarms. Take my medicine. Who's right? Who's wrong? There's a fog, there's a fear, and there's an enemy who wants us to live in fear. There's an enemy who wants us to live in fear. Guys, if we allow fear to overcome us, we're going to battle it for the rest of our lives. We're going to battle for the rest of our lives. We need a new strategy when it comes to fear, our worry and our anxiety away, living our lives. Because that's how we want it. I'm just going to be afraid of this my whole life and things like that. But first,